Hello learners, welcome to this session. In this week, we will be learning about network security. So, let us first understand what is a network, what are the different attacks performed on computer networks, and why is network security so important. Network is a cluster of devices connected to the internet and communicating with each other. When you are at home, all your mobile phones, laptops, printers, smart devices are connected to your home Wi-Fi. That itself is nothing but a network. In an enterprise scenario, networks comprise of a lot more devices like hubs, switches, modems, routers, cables, servers, clients and endpoints. Each device performs a different function in order to facilitate data flow and maintain connectivity. When any of these devices stop working, we face a network outage, that is, we lose connectivity to the internet. Hackers launch targeted cyber attacks to cause such outages. Now, let us take a look at how they do it. An attack where hackers purposefully cause a system or a network to crash or become inaccessible to its users is known as a denial of service or DOS attack. Usually, DOS attacks are performed on web servers with a motive to crash a particular website. Hackers bombard the web server with specially crafted data packets. This overwhelms the server as it tries to respond to every incoming packet. This causes the website to become slow and it crashes eventually. Now, have you ever wondered why the 10th and 12th standard result website crashes every year on the day of the result? When all the students try to check their results exactly at the same time, they unknowingly bombard the server with a lot of requests. Though unintentionally, this in fact causes a DOS attack on the website. Now, you must have noticed that it wasn't just one system sending the packets to the server, but thousands of students were using computers and mobiles to send out the packets in order to check their results. Sometimes, attackers too use multiple systems to launch the data packets. Such an attack is known as a distributed denial of service or a DDoS attack. They use IoT devices, botnets or previously compromised systems to launch these attacks. DOS and DDoS attacks have a great impact on businesses. Businesses suffer reputational loss, financial loss and data loss along with the inability to serve their clients during the duration of the attack. About 25% of the total cyber attacks in 2020 were DOS and DDoS attacks. Like the DOS attack, there are other types of cyber attacks which target computer networks. Some of these attack techniques are used to spy on someone, steal private and confidential data, cause defamation or for monetary gains. These attacks are the man-in-the-middle attack, malware attack, ransomware attacks, SQL injection, unauthorized access and privilege escalation. Now, let's take a deeper dive to understand what they are. Let us start by understanding what is a malware. The word malware has been derived from two common words, malicious and software. In essence, a malicious software is a malware. Malware is actually an umbrella term which covers a variety of viruses, trojans, worms, botnets, adware, spyware and ransomware. A virus is a code designed to alter the way in which your computer functions and can be spread to other computers by replicating itself. Worms are the most common type of malware. They spread over the computer network by exploiting OS vulnerabilities. Worms typically cause harm to the host network by consuming the bandwidth and overloading the web servers. The primary difference between a virus and a worm is that viruses must be triggered by the activation of their host, whereas worms are standalone malicious programs that can self-replicate as soon as they breach a system. A Trojan is a malware which is most commonly mistaken as a legitimate software. It can be a chunk of malicious code which is attached to a legitimate software or a malicious and fake version of an app purposefully crafted to fool users into downloading it. A Trojan is triggered as soon as it is installed. A botnet, short for robot network, is a network of computers infected by malware that are under the control of a single attacking party, often known as the bot herder. Botnets are used to carry out email spams, phishing attacks, DDoS attacks, and financial frauds. Spyware is a term given to the malwares which are created to steal information and send it back to the hackers. Spywares silently keep track of your daily activities, your keystrokes, critical information such as your usernames and passwords. All this data is relayed back to the hackers over the internet. An adware is a software that automatically displays or downloads advertising material such as banners or pop-ups when a user is online. Though adwares were designed to be useful in the advertisement industry, there are many malicious adwares which serve as clickbaits and lure users into their traps. Ransomware is a type of malware which restricts the computer usage by encrypting all the files in the computer with a secret key. The hackers then demand a ransom in exchange of decrypting your files. This is by far the most dangerous type of malware, as it leads to data loss and heavy financial losses. Now, do you remember the news of Cognizant being attacked by the Maze ransomware? Do you know how it happened? The COVID-19 pandemic forced us all to work from home. So, many companies like Cognizant enabled VDI access for their employees so that they could work from home. However, the employees were connecting from their home Wi-Fi or mobile hotspots, or in some cases even public Wi-Fi. All these are highly insecure connections, as there are no firewalls or security devices protecting them against cyber attacks. The Maze ransomware was probably present in one of these insecure networks. It then managed to move into the company network through the VDI. Once inside the company network, it spread like wildfire, causing Cognizant a huge financial and data loss, costing them $50 to $70 million. Isn't it scary that all this was caused just due to an insecure Wi-Fi? Do you want to know how the hackers hack into your Wi-Fi? Well, here's how they do it. Wi-Fi hacking can be done in multiple ways, such as rogue access point or evil twin attack, MITM or the man in the middle attack, password attacks, and social engineering. First, let's understand the MITM attack. Let's assume our victim is Alice and she is communicating with her friend Bob. In the MITM attack, the attacker tries to position himself between the victim and the destination user or application, in our case Alice and Bob. By default, the network traffic is routed from the source device through a gateway device like a router to its destination. So, the attacker tries to impersonate himself as the gateway device. He can do so by spoofing the IP address and the MAC address of the gateway device. Now, when Alice tries to communicate with Bob, the data packets are routed through the hacker along with the router. Thus, the attacker is actually sitting in between Alice and Bob and is listening to their conversation. Attackers use MITM attack to sniff network packets and steal confidential data, personal information and financial details. This data is later used for further attacks. Now, let us understand the rogue access point attack. It is also known as the evil twin attack. This attack is often launched in public spaces where people mostly connect to the public Wi-Fi. An evil twin attack involves an attacker setting up a fraudulent Wi-Fi access point, also known as an evil twin, that mimics the characteristics including the SSID of the legitimate AP. Users often fall prey to this attack due to the similarity in the SSID and because it is mostly not password protected. Once the users have connected to an evil twin, they may also be asked to enter a username or password to gain access via a fraudulent form, which then goes to the attacker, or the attacker can simply eavesdrop and intercept any unsecured information that users transmit, all without their knowledge. It is relatively easy to perform an evil twin attack, and hackers always prefer it, as it allows them to gain access to many people's data at the same time. Now that we have understood what is a network and what are the different types of attacks that happen on networks, would you like to know more about how you can protect yourself? Do you want to know how you can secure yourself and your network from such cyber attacks? In our next video, we will learn about different tools and technologies which can be used to secure our network. Thank you.